Good morning, YouTube. This is the 352 Tech, and things have changed up a little bit since my last posting. So, bring all up to speed. I have been transferred from the lab to the field. So, my video posting may not be as frequent. But, you know, there'll still be some good live streams and videos coming. Don't worry about that. Got my RAM mount as my camera holder, so I'm hands-free. And believe it or not, yes, I am in the field all day today. Right now, I am on my way to Gainesville to do a cylinder pickup. And then I'll drop those off at the shop and then have a good hour and a half ride down to Crystal River. And shoot. Good 90 plus yard pour. Yeah, needless to say, things have changed up quite a bit for Universal in general, for the Gainesville office at least. We have a new lab tech, or, well, my manager's taking my spot, and they have someone coming in to relieve my manager and help him out. So that means my job was taken in the lab, and they needed someone out in the field. So they went ahead and transferred me over into the field, which is, you know, where I want to be, because outside is my element. Pretty much here's the way I'm looking at it right now. It's harder work, it's more intensive, and there's a lot more crap to keep up with. But while you're out there sweating your tail off, you know you have other people out there doing the same thing, and boy, do the crews keep you going. Yeah, it was a week ago, actually. A week ago yesterday, they sent me out on my first big job, first big concrete pour. Supposed to be 70 yards. Yeah. Big old void opened up underneath the pour and turned it into a 340 yard pour. And you know, that's not too terribly bad. It could have been a lot worse. But boy, when you gotta take a slump and make a set of cylinders on every truck, and you have 34 trucks, whew, that's enough to make you want to sweat thinking about it. Now, on top of that, you get to the job site when you're scheduled to be there. Oh, shoot. 18-wheeler off the side of the road. People, I do urge you, if you see a tow truck, cop car, ambulance, anything, even a utility truck or a garbage truck with flashing lights, please get over if you can. And if you can't, just please slow down. Because these people have families too. And working on the side of the road, especially on major highways like Interstate 75, you really get pushed with that one. Because you don't know if you're coming home. That's all I gotta say for that. But back to what I was saying. Anyway, I get there right at noon when I'm scheduled to be there. They already have one truck pouring and 3 trucks lined up. And I still have to get all my stuff out of the truck. So by the time I get my wheelbarrow unloaded, get everything set up, that first truck's already gone. And they've already got the second truck backed up. So, anyway, I go ahead, wet down my wheelbarrow, wheel it out to them, tell them, hey, give me a sample, give me a ticket, go ahead and I'll get going on it. And luckily, one of the guys from our client said, hey man, I know you're behind already, let me help you. And it's stuff like that that really makes a big impact and makes your job worth doing, knowing that there's people out there willing to help you, even though they're not even part of your company. So so we go through 5 trucks in just under 20 minutes. I mean, they're backing them up. You hear them things rev up and that drum is spinning. They are unloading like crazy. And anyway, we had about a 15-20 minute lull. And the guys are like, all right, get your water. Here, I'll even give you a couple bottles of water. Get in your truck, crank it up, get it cooling down. We'll set up a tent. So I do that, go ahead, get my AC going, and I help them pop a tent. They put it right over my work area. And boy, were we hustling. We went from noon that day, and we didn't leave the site until 9 that night. And the crew that was pouring the concrete was there prepping the hole since 5 o'clock that morning. So, yeah. And by far, that was the first job I was sent on, and the craziest so far, as a full-time tech. And then, anyway, there were 34 mixers that came through, and I ran out of cylinders around truck number 22. So I had to go around the site looking for spare boxes that, our other guys would leave sometimes. And I wind up missing about 5 trucks. But I started getting on the rest of the trucks, 29 through... No, it was 24 that I missed. So truck number 24. Yeah, I missed 24 through 28. But, boy. Still can't get over that. And it gets worse. That was Wednesday. I don't even get home till 2 o'clock, almost 2:30 Thursday morning from that. Because, I live an hour north, and I had cylinders and stuff in the back of my truck that needed to be turned into the lab, and a lot of other stuff I need to do to prep for the next day, switch over trucks and everything else. So I get home 2 o'clock that morning, and then shower up. I'm in bed around 2:45, almost 3. I had to wake up at freaking 5:30. Whew, talk about a beat puppy. And then I had to go do it again Thursday. Except luckily Thursday was only 140 yards. No, 150. But all of those cylinders that I cast the day before, 29 sets total, I had to bring into the lab. I had to manually enter every set into the computer. And then I had to get all my set numbers, strip every one of them jokers. There's 4 cylinders a set times 29 sets. And yeah, you can imagine. I didn't even shut down. This is Thursday, need I remind you, going into Friday. I didn't even shut down my Thursday until almost 3:30 Friday morning. So I slept at the shop, and then on my way to my first job that morning, which was at 7. Yeah. I stopped, got me another shirt, went on about my day in the same drawers, same pants, and I went from the shop to the Gainesville Regional Airport to another project on the University of Florida campus, and then from there all the way down to Crescent City near Palatka. An hour and a half drive one way. No time to stop for lunch. I mean, I was absolute balls to the wall for 3 solid days. And this week, luckily, was a good light week. Let's see here. Monday, I was back over at the airport shooting densities. And then, yeah, what were my work orders Monday? Oh, I got them all on my computer. And then Tuesday, I was supposed to go an hour north of my house up to Madison. And then down to Lake City for a pickup. And then down to Palatka for another concrete pour. And then 30 minutes south again, no, 30 minutes west of there for another concrete pickup. But Tuesday, the bottom just fell out. And I'm talking about just rain all day long, solid. So, everything gets canceled for Tuesday, and I was able to sleep in because my first job wasn't until 10, and I didn't even have to leave my house until 8:30. So, you know, I gotta sleep in a little bit, call the client up, say, hey man, y'all still doing your concrete? He's like, nah man, we're canceling, go on. So I call up the office, let them know, hey, my stuff's canceled. Go back to the office, and anyway, the lab was still backed out of the door with samples. So they brought me in the lab and put me with my former manager, and boy, did we get some work done. Knocked out 6 sets of modified Proctors. Well, I knocked out 3. My old manager knocked out 3. I didn't get there till almost 10 o'clock anyway. And I mean, there was a list of stuff getting done. And, you know, that's another thing I like about this company. If, you know, things are slow, they'll find stuff for us to do. You know, try to help us all they can for us to get all the hours we can. But, you know, another thing they do is, you know, they like try to equalize everyone's hours, so. But, you know, I can't blame them. Besides, I was in need of a couple easy days. And then yesterday, my job gets canceled. And, shit, very bad connection. Alright, guys, can you hear me? Baby, hook up. Don't do that to me now. There we go. Fuck. Come on now. Well, this is interesting. I am out in the middle of BF Egypt, people. Very bad connection. There we go. Alright, y'all. Well, anyway, my signal's going in and out. So, this is all the time I got. Later. Hey. Also, if you like what you see, don't forget, like, comment,